2020, the year where everything went to freaking hell. Coronavirus, stupid politics, civil unrest, and racism. Yes, you saw that right. Someone threw a trash can lid like Captain America's shield at the head of a police officer. But enough about the stupid stuff that no one gives a crap about. Let's talk about the important thing. Video games. Pretty much the only thing that 2020 has been mostly doing right. I mean, that's what we've all been doing, locked away in our homes, right? Well, for me, mostly. I've also been catching up on some reading. I highly recommend that you read this, by the way. I thought that instead of doing a stereotypical top 10 games of the year list, I'd simply briefly go over what came out this year, leading up to my personal favorite game of the year. But first, let me mention what I haven't played this year, starting with what I didn't care to play. I don't care about Assassin's Creed, I don't care about Call of Duty, that freaking Cooking Mama game that's now illegal, that game that Amazon made and then shut down within months because, you know, Amazon freaking sucks. And the biggest one is probably Cyberpunk 2077. I don't really care to play Cyberpunk, and no, it's not because of how hilariously buggy the game is right now. It's because it just doesn't look interesting to me. Pretty much the only thing that I like about it is that Keanu Reeves is in it. So yeah, I haven't played Cyberpunk, and I doubt that I ever will. I also don't care about the new Avengers game, because it looks like this, it plays like this, and it has a battle pass with microtransactions. And this piece of garbage costed $60 on launch day. Pretty much the only games that I regret not playing this year are Phasmophobia, Hades, Streets of Rage 4, and Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Now for the stuff that I actually did play. First of all, I have to give props to EA for making one of the smartest moves that they've made in 7 years, which is releasing their games onto Steam. Now I had an excuse to play the PC versions of Star Wars Battlefront 2, Titanfall 2, and The Sims 4. And I have still been playing a bunch of Pokemon Sword and Shield, thanks to the expansion pass. And then there's the new stuff. Half-Life Alyx has been named the best VR game ever made. Star Wars Squadrons was kind of fun, especially in VR. Carry On, an indie game that is also a reverse horror game where you play as the monster. Fall Guys, nobody gives a crap about this. Skip. Super Mario Bros. 35, pretty much the only Battle Royale game that I can tolerate, but it also sucks because you won't be able to play it after March. Final Fantasy VII Remake, not my favorite Final Fantasy game, but it does a lot of things right. Pretty much the only thing that I didn't like about it was the voice acting.
Welcome home, honey. Took your sweet time. Psych.
Spider-Man Miles Morales, a game with a lot of personality, a gripping story, and fun combat, not to mention a very solid launch title for the PS5. However, the only thing I didn't like about it is that they changed Peter Parker's face. Insomniac, why'd you change his face? His face was perfectly fine. Persona 5 Royal, I freaking love this game so much that it's almost an addiction. And then there's the big boys, starting with The Last of Us Part 2. I actually want to talk about this one a little bit more than the others. I have to admit, when I did my own review on this game, I said some very babyish things. I made that review after I first played the game back in June, and I was absolutely floored with the story. And I never wanted to touch the game again after that. But as the months passed and I watched videos on other people's opinions, I actually understand the game a lot better now. So in December, I had the guts to play the game a second time, and the story is actually a lot bolder than I gave it credit for. How much pain Abby has been in, and how she slowly regains her sense of humanity, and how Ellie is constantly putting herself and her friends in constant danger, and how she eventually turns into the villain. I gave this game a 6 out of 10 when I did my review, but after understanding the game a little better, I'm actually going to change that score to an 8 out of 10. It's still not an untouchable masterpiece like so many stupid 10 out of 10 critics are saying it is, but it isn't a dumpster fire either, and I can boldly say that this is one of the best games that I have played this year. Hopefully, Naughty Dog employees, especially Laura Bailey, have stopped receiving death threats because, frankly, that is completely unacceptable. P.S. Laura Bailey is my favorite voice actress in the game. She did a beautiful job. Also, I would just like to point out that I am actually thinking of learning how to play the guitar, and it's all thanks to this game. I still don't think it's as good as Uncharted 4, though.
God damn it, Rafe and Nadeem must have dozens of guys out here. I mean, They could just stumble onto the treasure through blind luck.
Among Us is a game that exploded in popularity on YouTube, though I don't know why. I know the PC version came out this year, but this game has been out for 2 years already. Ghost of Tsushima is not only one of the most beautiful games I've ever played and has a very enjoyable single-player campaign, but it also spawned an extremely fun online multiplayer co-op mode called Ghost of Tsushima Legends. Sucker Punch, you guys are amazing. And of course, Animal Crossing New Horizons, a very laid-back game that has provided some much-needed comfort during the pandemic and has spawned some great creativity among players. This is easily my favorite game on the Nintendo Switch now. But none of these games, I repeat, none of these games hold a candle to my favorite game of the year. And that game is Doom Eternal. I know you can do it. Nope, just missed. Come on, try it again. Nope, missed again. Come on. No, you keep missing. Ring around the rosy. I volunteer you as my test subject. Auto shotgun? Yep, that works. Mini missiles? Kinda works. Alright, and nope. Rocket launcher? Yeah, that's definitely effective.
I'm telling you, he's on his way. I need you to...
Move out of my frickin' way! I'm blasting a hole in Mars, sucker! Allow me to quote my brother. Doom Eternal is like a mix between Halo and Diablo. And to be fair, he's not wrong. And soup! They're definitely alive.
The ion catapult is designed to use only approved UAC ammunition.
You think I give a crap? I'm gonna launch myself, thank you very much.
3, 2, 1.
And yeet! I'd say that was a success, not a scratch on me. This game is fun as hell.